really our ground game. You know, the guard is where most of the ground game happens. You know, while we're trying to get stuff done. You could be on the top of the mountain, you could be in side control, but a lot of the ground game ultimately ends up with body control, wrist control. If we start there, then we can start thinking what to do. Now remember, if he tries to break guard in any way, he'll give me a gift. He'll give me something. So whatever Joel wants to do, he starts to break guard. All right, he's already given me an opportunity for the armbar right here. It's hard for me to just get it from here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift over and just kick to this position. This all happens together. See how my legs curl him in, right? And I've got this armbar. Okay? He tries a different guard break. All right. He's giving me a bent arm, right? I can underhook and I can start pulling him in, which starts to give me a Kimura lock. Does that make sense? If he gives me something that I can hook on and pry out, I want to try to make use of that. All right? Let's say, for example, he puts his hands on my forearms, on my biceps, and he pushes me down, right? And he doesn't want me to do much. I still control him here, right? I got to figure out how I'm going to get past this. I got to scoop my hand in, and then I got to start shoving it over here. So I got the inside. Once I get the inside, I can now start setting a choke. Okay? Whichever choke it is that you want. He doesn't like that. He starts to sit up. That makes good work for me, and I can work my loop choke. All right? Let's say, for example, that I want to get him closer to me. I can start doing this. Now, he's going to resist me, and I'm going to get tired. All he has to do is keep good posture, and I can't do much with this, right? So then I move something out of the way, and I start pulling him in. Now I've got opportunity for a tiger lock. This is a straight arm lock here. Now remember, it's not that I'm pulling on his arm. That doesn't hurt him at all. I mean, I can pull him all day. It's this, right? I got to turn his elbow this way. When I push here, this is going to give me access to the elbow and gets it in the lock position. I roll the hand, right? And now I'm using my legs. I hold, and then I start using my legs, and I start turning so that I can make the appropriate amount of pressure. Cool? Here's the problem with almost everything that I see when people are struggling in the bottom of the guard. They think if I let go of anything, he's just going to get away. But you got to let go of something. If I'm here and here, how do I get the arm bar? I at least have to unlock this, right? Right? If I go for Kimura lock, I got to pull this, I got to let go of this one, and I got to let go of this to get high up enough to start entangling the arm. But remember, I got to pull him towards me and control him to get Kimura lock. So again, we have to not be afraid to let him go. So that's what we're going to work on. You guys have a basic idea for all of the locks and all the chokes that you need just to do some work from here. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to have to grab something, pull something, and then ultimately try to get control of something, okay? So Mr. Fountain's going to escape every chance he can. He wants to break guard, or he wants to ultimately try to nullify whatever I'm doing. So I just keep working him, right? So he starts going, right? I start moving him. Oh, he put his hand back there. He's going to try to sit back up on me and get this hand free. He does not like me killing with this arm, right? Okay, good. He's got a grip. No problem. Now I frame him, right? I've got a minor. He wants to get his hand around my face. When he does so, there's my arm bar. I got to let go and I got to let him work. Does that make sense? The fear of having your guard broken and then getting back on top is a big fear. Nobody wants to be on the bottom. But you can't finish the fight in the guard without giving them something. Does that make sense? All right, so start from guard, and you start working. And the other person, you're now just trying to escape. You're not just holding 50% resistance. You're trying to escape, pass guard, get back to the guard. If you make a full escape, start again. Ready? Get a partner. Okay, so the question, you guys make sure you get what you can see. The question was, if I'm working on a choke and trying to set up the arm bar, how do I really do that? How do I really make all that work? All right, so again, everything depends a lot on his position. He's part of the equation. If he's all postured up and he's got a good grip here, And I'm thinking I want to choke him. This is going to be hard, right? It's going to be almost impossible, right? Because he's pushing on my abs. He's got good posture, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to underhook an arm, grab my sleeve and grab his sleeve, and I'm going to break, and I'm going to pull this up, and I'm going to start controlling this. Now he's close enough that I can start making a grip of some sort. So I'm thinking I want this arm bar. I pull him in, and I grab this and switch, right? He's thinking I'm going to get choked. I set a foot. I start turning myself, right? This gives me an opportunity to tee up. Now, I still have the arm, I still have the lapel, and I'm pulling him in. So remember, he's going to posture up, pull his arm out. That's what he wants to do, right? I'm pulling him this way, right? So I want the elbow. He doesn't want me to have it. He pulls the arm away, right? Now watch. I pull, and then I push. That gives me the arm. Now, once I get it, I squeeze the legs, I crush him here, I crush him this way, and then I got this arm lock. Right? I can also push him over and go into this position. You guys see how I kind of reeled him in? So let's look at that piece one more time. By the way, if the guy's super big and super duper strong, right, he might get the arm away. No problem, reset, right? So again, he's here, and I'm thinking I want to get an arm bar. I can't arm bar him from here. I can't choke from here. Reach under. Grab this sleeve, grab this sleeve. Now I'm going to pull with this arm and pull with this arm. I got two on one. I just got to bend the wrist and the hand naturally comes open. Everybody see how that works? If I bend the wrist, the hand loses its grip. So again, I go under, over, grab it in, and when I yank, I'm not just going to go like this. I'm going to yank him, I'll pull him towards me. Control it. Reach in, I'm grabbing for a lapel. I start to harass him, right? I set my foot. I start to, now at this point, I've trapped his shoulder. Pull your arm out. Right? You see how this arm trapped his shoulder? Now I can't hold his arm without a grip, but I can trap the shoulder so it can't move, and that's how I start working to that arm lock. All right, let's talk about the two ways to tee up. Well, there's only one way to tee up, then there's a way to get the arm bar anyway. So, who is not great? Just raise your hand. Who's just not great at teeing up? It's like, I can get a little bit, but I can't really get far enough to get my foot's like, right? I always love, people are like, how do you get your foot over there, right? You have to turn, right? And I can spin pretty good on my back. Not everybody can do that. So, teeing up, I go ahead and grab this, yank, set, turn, and then I reach. That's how I tee up. And when I say tee up, I have to, if he's postured up high, I have to, posture up, I have to reach him. My knee has to go here. I have to pull him up, and I have to get up as high as I can while I'm pulling this down. It's a function of my hips. I'm all the way up on my head and my shoulder in order to control this. Then I can pull him back to this position. That's the way that I do it. Some of you might not like that way. Your body's a different type than mine. Grab. He's got a good grip. Grab. Break the grip. Now, I'm going to push him away. Right? Now look, this is easy. I barely teed up at all. But I'm controlling him with my feet. Okay? And I'm controlling his arms hard here. He pulls his arms away. I kind of got him. Now if he's super strong and he does pull away, this way, no problem. I suck him back up, then I try again. I get the grip, I move to the side, and I try to get to where I'm like slightly on my side, because I do have to get here. This is still open. I gotta close it. And then I make armbar here. Guys, does that help? All right, start from a reel him in, break his grip or her grip, reel him in, get control of an arm. Try to get the lapel, kind of looks like this. Overhook, opposite lapel, okay? In order for him to get his arm out, he either has to be double jointed or, he has to do something to move my arm. Pull this arm out. He has to get his elbow straight out there. Now watch. Now watch. I got him, more or less. Once he gets his elbow to here, he can escape me, okay? So I get my knee behind it. Remember this one? See how my knee was holding the shoulder? Now he tries to escape. I got him. By the way, I can be moving this one, tucking his head down and going for omoplata right here. He rolls. No problem. Thank you. I wanted that one anyways. Does it make sense that sometimes you can give somebody an escape or expect the escape and know what you're going to do next? Go right for the armbar. Can we do it? Play with just the armbar from the choke position. Entangle one arm, go for the choke, kind of control him. See if you can pin that arm and just see if you can hold him like this and he can't get his arm out, or she. Go. We're going to be in the guard. We're going to be holding our friend. He's going to be holding on tight, right? And again, he's pretty big. I know I'm going to have a fight. I've got to be able to break the grip. If I can break this grip, I don't want to hold it up here. It's not going to help me. I want to hold it with my elbows close to my body, which is about right here. If you decide to go over this way, it makes the armbar easier, but I went here. I still held this. I went around, I locked, and I started to work this, right? Now the neat thing is I don't really have a good choke until I do this. Okay? So I put this in, maybe grab some of his uniform, and now I pull him in towards me, and I shove my forearm, hold this braces here. Not a great grip, but it's something, and this is doing all the work. And I just pull him in and I just choke him, okay? Now, if I want the arm bar, I give him a little space. He thinks, I gotta get this arm out. He starts pulling the arm out. I put my foot here, right? And I'm gonna try to push myself away until I can get into this position. Now, he went sideways. I had to almost go belly down on him, but you get the foot in place as he's making his escape. Okay? Let's try again. All right. I saw somebody trying the overhook, which also works. All right? I go here, I break this, and then you go this way. That's even a little bit easier because now I don't have to change my hand position, but I don't have the lock. Right? He starts pulling his hand away, pulled away. There's not much I can do to really stop it. So the minute that I get here, I lock him down, I gotta be ready to move. He pulls, that's the space I wanted, I pull him back into me, and I really control him with this hand. I'm holding this, but this isn't the problem anymore. I don't want him getting away. If he gets to here, I don't have him. He just rolls up on his shoulder and throws his elbow out, and now I've got all this space. I have to go here, and I have to pull him in. I have to do this reeling in kind of magic. Okay? All right. We'll do one more fun one, just so that you guys can cheat the whole system. That's what you guys, everybody's like, I want to do it. Let's do one that's easy. It really works. This one does work. I go here, right? I make this position and I'm holding him. And I'm trying to get control of him some way, but I know I can't get my foot in the right place. So I hold tight here and I stick this across his face, and this is the position. You see I use my ankle to kind of push his chin away, right? It's ugly. I like the sexy ones better. He killed his friend. But you kick him right in the head or in the face with your ankle bone, and you get here, and you've got this small arm bar, then you start pushing and pushing until you can turn. Makes sense?
Sir.
Thank you, brother. Please get with your friends. Try again. Alex has been jamming me up all night, and I can't get him. I've tried all kinds of stuff. I am able to at least break his grip. This part works, and then he starts pulling away, and he starts going back to hand grip, right? All right, so I've done this. He breaks away, he goes back to grip. I try the other side, I break away, and he just goes back, and he's really doing a great job, right? All I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna reach in double arms here, and I'm gonna do a sit-up, and I'm gonna pull him to me. Now, he's got no strength in his arms at all. If he leaves his hands there, I neck crank him, okay? So he's not gonna let me do that. He does this, first thing he does, gets his hands free, he starts pushing away. No problem. I want him to push away. He tries to get posture. No problem. I start to turn. There's my arm bar, okay? So again, he makes good grip, right? I'm thinking I wanna make this big break, right? And I really wanna entangle here. He pulls away, and I'm like, dang it, right? I make another big grip, and I can't entangle him. He's determined to have this grip. I'm gonna give it to him. Once I do my sit up, I hug him. He has no choice but to let go and do something different. When he does, now I got the arm that I want. Okay? Make sense? All right. Remember that when you're working these, right, he might want to push this leg down. That would be a huge mistake. If he pushes this knee down like he's going to try to pass it, I'm just going to take him. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
But I'm going to try to control this so that I can do it. All right? So again, I'm just holding him right here, and I'm thinking, what do I want? Maybe I want to go ahead and try this position, right? He thinks all I got to do is hop over and I escape. He goes to hop over. Oh, I got you. Now, remember, he always wants to posture up so he doesn't get choked. So he's got to look to the sky. Now, he gets good control, and I'm like, oh crap, he's going to escape me. Underhook the leg if you can. Grab the arm, switch. See how I'm in triangle choke? Switch, switch. And there's your arm bar. Again, see how it chains? All right. One more time. So again, he makes a good grip. I can't break his grips. He's doing so much. He's doing so good. I can't choke him from here. His freaking posture is so good. Right? I'm just getting tired. In the old days, I'd just take a nap. I just wait. And he'll get tired of holding on and he'll do something, right? But we don't have to do that, right? From here, he's holding on tight. Once I move up and I break his balance, he's got no strength in his arm. He's going to push away, right? I'm looking for whichever arm he gives me. When he straightens the arm to push away, I grab it. I turn. Control the head. I'm looking for this arm bar. He pulls it out. No problem. I grab this one. I push his head down. Push this across. Shove it to the ground. Grab his belt. Omoplata. Right? He manages to get his butt up high in the air and he rolls. No problem. Pull him back into the arm bar. Right? I'm holding the arm bar. He tries to do rolling downhill. I'm waiting for him. And I pull him back into triangle choke. He postures me up. No problem. Underhook him. I got the arm bar. He tries to do rolling downhill. No problem. Up. I got him again. Triangle choke. This goes on for a century, right? Does that make sense? So you guys can have a lot of fun doing just the drill of that. Chain one into the next with me trying to choke him and arm bar him at about 51% and him resisting at about 49%. Technically, I should win. You might have to give a little bit more if the person's small, but they should get a lot of practice on going from an arm bar to a triangle choke, maybe to a omoplata, maybe to another arm bar. But you guys got to get used to seeing these techniques from the guard. If you can't see them, all you're going to do is hold forever until you get muscle fatigue. They're going to break guard and they're going to have to stop. Cool? All right. On your feet.